You're listening to Beyond the Campaign, and this is episode number 18. Welcome to Beyond the Campaign. I'm your host, Michelle Glogovac, podcast publicist, author, and host of this show and Read the Damn Book. Here, you're going to learn from political candidates and from politicians. We're not just going to talk about the issues. We're going to talk about the human beings who are investing themselves in us so that we can invest ourselves in them. This is Beyond the Campaign. Hey friends, welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Michelle Glogovac, and I have a repeat guest, Kate Barr from North Carolina. You might remember her interview in which we referred to her as Kate Barr Can't Win. Well, that's changing to Kate Barr Can Win. She has just changed her voter registration from Democrat to Republican and is running for Congress. Find out why. Her story is great. I adore Kate. She's a good friend. And listen to why she made this decision and what kind of feathers she's ruffling with it. Hello, my friend Kate.
Hi, it's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you again. I love it. I'm so excited. I don't have many repeat guests, so
I feel very special.
You are special for so many reasons.
Special kind of special.
Yes. Can you reintroduce yourself for everyone quickly before we dive into why you're back?
Yes, sure. My name is Kate Barr. I ran for state senate in North Carolina in 2024 as Kate Barr Can't Win. And I'm running for Congress now. I'm the founder of the Can't Win Victory Fund. And I really love candidates who take risks.
And you have taken a big one. And I will tell you, when I first saw the post, I was like, what in the fuck is she doing? Yeah. Oh, I didn't know who she would. Like, I thought for a second, my heart dropped of, oh, Kate's not who I thought she was.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you still are, and then some. So tell everyone what you did.
Reaction.
Tell everyone what you did to make my heart stop.
Yeah, so I changed my voter registration to Republican, and I am running in the Republican congressional primary for North Carolina District 14 against Tiny Tim Moore.
And yet you are a Democrat.
Yes. Yeah, the R is Republican in name only. Our campaign mascot is the rhino. I own an inflatable rhino suit. I'm not trying to pretend to be a Republican. I love abortion access and all of the things that people who care about other people care about. It's just that North Carolina is one of the most gerrymandered states in the country. The outcome of our general elections is decided by how the maps are drawn. However, in the primaries, there's a real competition, and it's a competition I can win. I just happen to have to put an R next to my name to get into the race.
And now when I told my 10-year-old, because he knows who we interview on all shows, we do not interview a certain type of person. Yeah. And as I explained it to him that you've registered as a Republican, you're running as one, but you're still really a Democrat, he goes, that's the most genius idea ever, because we know that people will just vote because she's a Republican for her. That's really smart. He thinks that everyone should be doing it.
I mean, every state works a little bit differently. So the reason it works in North Carolina is that unaffiliated voters, which a lot of other states call independents, can choose which party's primary they want to vote in. So if you're a registered Republican, you have to vote in the Republican primary. Registered Democrat, you have to vote in the Democratic primary. But if you're registered unaffiliated, you get to pick. And North Carolinians are real smart about this stuff. So the majority of my district is actually registered unaffiliated. And a lot of them are left-leaning. So they've been playing this game for a long time. It's just now they finally have a real choice in that primary election.
And then if you win the primary, you still have to be Republican, right?
Yeah.
For the general election.
I mean, part of this to me, I don't know, like, what is Republican anymore? Like, I'm running on a tax cut. That is old school Republican. Like that, I would love for people to not pay federal taxes on the first $100,000 their household earns. I don't know what's more Republican than a good old fashioned tax cut. I'm not cutting the taxes on the billionaires, so maybe that's the problem. They're going to pay more. But yeah, the parties are so messy now. I'm not even sure that party matters. I think we have to vote for the policies and for the people. Like we have Democrats like John Fetterman. I don't know what he is.
I don't think he knows what he is these
Right?
days. He's
And
a hot mess too.
He is a hot mess. And
I think his doctor might be the same one that Trump is going to, where we just choose what we want an MRI on and then say it was great.
Yes, on their pinky finger. Yeah, I mean, I want the Democrats to control the U.S. House. The Republicans are gerrymandering the shit out of this country to try to keep that from happening. If I win this primary and caucus with the Democrats, that's one seat they can't take in November from a gerrymandered map. So we just have to think about how to fight back in new ways.
And I love it because you're like the most creative candidate I've ever met, even from the first time. I love these new ideas because it shines a light really on voters. You can't be stupid. And we've been saying this for years. Educate yourself, read, get to know candidates. But if you're just going to go write down the ballot box and check off whatever's an R, that's on you if you're going to get schooled.
Yeah. And the thing that's so important to me about it is I'm not going to lie to anybody. I'm not trying to pretend that, all of the sudden I am like an America first, anti-immigration, pro-ICE person. I disagree with all of those things. Like, just please research me, please. What I think is going to be really interesting, and this is where the nerd in me goes, is we know that people, when you just ask them about policies, they like Democratic policies more than they like Republican policies. The problem seems to be checking a box with a D next to it. So what happens when that D part is gone? Like, what happens when it really is, which policy do you like better? And, they'll know that I am a Democrat. I'm being honest about the fact that if my seat is the one that decides who is in charge in the U.S. House, then I'll caucus with the Democrats if they'll have me. Frankly, unclear if either party will have me at this point. But I want people to get the chance to think about it and not care so much about what the party is, but actually care about what the person's going to do.
Yeah. I've been interviewing a lot of congressional people, so I will make sure they accept you.
Oh, thank you.
I'll put in a good word.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're all D's.
Yeah, the establishment Dems don't love this a ton either. They want the Democrats to win. Like, that's kind of the deal. And I just want voters to have a choice. So,
but I think we've seen people who have reached across the aisle and spoken out against the Republicans who are it's really kind of what you're doing without being a Republican, but doing it, saying, I'm going to work with you.
Yeah.
And you're being upfront and honest. So what are people's reactions to this? Like, what does Tiny Tim think about this? And I don't like using the word Tiny Tim because Tiny Tim's sweet. We're in Christmas season right now.
So the reason we talk about Tiny Tim is that the man I'm running against, Tim Moore, he's short. I'm taller than he is. And we call him Tiny Tim because he has tiny ideas and I have big ideas. And again, I am 2 inches taller than he is, and I think that is worth noting. It doesn't matter, of course. The reaction from most people is, hell yes, let's go. Like, I have emails from people that are like, I have been registered unaffiliated for years waiting for this chance. Like I said, North Carolinians are pretty savvy. Like, we have been swing statey for a long time, and we have a lot of like political know-how. And so there are a huge number of folks who understand that registering as an unaffiliated is the way that they have a say, and they are so stoked to be able to vote for someone who actually has values alignment and vote Tim Moore out of office. There are also people who think it's like, I'm just out here trying to raise a bunch of money and lose. And for them, I have news, which is that we have not raised a bunch of money. And so if it's a grift, it's the worst grift of all time, because I also had to quit my job to do this. I mean, the reality is that like people everywhere are like their wallets are empty. You know, the CBS Evening News just put out that the majority of Americans can't afford a minimal quality of life. Like, that's insane. And the reason that our leaders can get away with letting that happen to 60% of Americans is because we don't have a way to vote them out of office. And so I think they should be like, these leaders need to be paying a political price for their bad behavior. And so if I have to put a fucking R next to my name to make them pay, then sure, go ahead. Who cares? It took my mom a while to come around. She's like a longtime diehard Democrat. And I think it, like, some of us have like that Democrat identity just as core to our being. But she got there and is all in. So if mom can get there, then anyone can.
I love that. I love that. Are you the first to do this? Like, because I don't recall, I'm sure somebody's thought of it, but I don't recall anybody doing it.
To my knowledge, I'm the first person to put the R next to my name and be like, but don't worry, I'm actually a Democrat, to be so open and transparent about it. I mean, there have been Republicans who have done this in reverse plenty of times. In North Carolina, for example, we had a state legislator named Tricia Cotham. We still have her. Incidentally, a former girlfriend, I believe, of Tiny Tim Moore. That's an aside. That's rumor and innuendo, folks. I don't know. I have no proof, but that's what the rumor mill says. Anyway, Tricia Cotham ran for office as a Democrat in a blue district in Charlotte. She won, and months later said that the Democrats were mean to her. So she was literally, that's what she said, that the Democrats were unkind to her. So she was switching parties. And that is how North Carolina got a 12-week abortion ban, is because she handed a supermajority to the Republican state legislature. And yeah,
I find that very hard to believe, because we have Democrats who are not doing a good job, and yet we're still very kind to them and won't say a bad word about them.
I know. There's a handful of Democrats in our state legislature that I would like to see primaried. I'm looking at you, Carla Cunningham and Michael Ray. Anyway, if
we are name dropping today.
I will do all of it. I'm like, I don't know why we need to pretend. Like, let us please vote in the people who will do the job that needs to get done right now. And I have no time for the people who are not willing to do that job, or for people who are going to prioritize party over like country. Frankly, that's where we are. Like, we're fighting fascism, and if me putting an R next to my name helps that fight, then let's fucking go. And if you can't handle that, then you need to look inside yourself. Not you, Michelle. I know you can handle it. I'm saying, if you as a listener at home are like, really? I don't know. Then I need you to do some self-reflection, because it is just a letter, friends.
I love it. Yeah. I'm like, this is so awesome. Maybe I should change my registration, but no, I don't have to run for anything. And and I have a Democrat who represents me, and I like him. We're okay.
The Lord's work on the internet is what you're doing.
Yes, on podcast galore, on new media, as they call it, even though it is not new.
Not new, but it is
my soapbox.
New to many of us Democrats.
Yes, so I went on a rant last week about that. So
yeah, appropriate.
Yeah. I'm like, nothing is new, everybody. Yeah. This is old, but yes, congratulations for coming out from under your rocks. That's precious.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Who are your biggest supporters in this? Like, who are the like, name drop the Dems who are like, yes, Kate, this is amazing. Let's do it.
I would like to call out Representative Julie Von Hafen, who's in Wake County and is walking around in a Kate Barr for Congress sweatshirt. I love her. Honestly, it's a lot of young people. Frankly, like, my biggest supporters are, I would call them like Gen Z-ish. I think I'm twice their age, generally speaking. But these are folks who don't really identify with either party. They didn't like come up in the party system. They didn't vote for Obama. You know, they're like coming up in the Trump era where everything is fucked. And they're just like, who is going to build a better system? Because this one does not function. So Democrats who were frustrated with Chuck Schumer are big fans of this approach. I think it is incredibly important for us to be like, I mean, like I said, like we have to find ways to win despite all of the systemic structural impediments that are being put in our way to try and keep us from winning. Like the North Carolina maps are completely fucked up and they were bad before. And then our state legislature made them even worse. Incidentally, because the head of our state Senate is in a primary and he needs Trump's endorsement in order to win that primary, which tells you how important primaries are. So he redrew our entire congressional map in order to get Trump's approval. And that's the kind of bullshit that we're dealing with. And so, yes, we have to be creative. And yes, we have to figure out like, how can I follow the letter of the law and still like disrupt this system and get the representation that we need? I'm trying to think of some other fun Democrats that are supportive. Like all of Red, Wine, and Blue. Love those ladies. Yeah. Love them.
Anything with wine, and I'm like, I'm in. Yes.
Yeah. and like brilliant and an interesting way to like get involved. A lot of the folks who are involved in Indivisible. Mm-hmm. So for example, I was on a panel with Ezra Levin, who's one of the Indivisible founders. And he finds this to be a really interesting approach. Working family party folks. It's everyone who's used to operating outside of like the old school traditional systems.
It's people who are smart enough to see that this isn't working and that you've just figured out a creative way to really just put your hat in there.
And what if I won? Holy shit.
I know.
I'd fuck everything up. Wonderful. Because then what do they do? Then we go into November with 2 Democrats on the ballot and a congressional seat already in the win column.
Now, how about the person running as a Democrat?
Yeah.
What is their take? Do you know them? I haven't done that research yet.
Yeah, you're good. So I think there are actually going to be 2 of them. We've just started filing now, so everything is like a little bit squishy. But I think there are going to be 2 Democrats running in that primary. They don't love me going around talking about how the general election has already been decided by how the map was drawn. But like you look at the Cook political report and this is a safe R seat. And like, I don't know what you want me to say about that other than just tell the truth. I think generally speaking, there's like a column of, so basically what I'm saying is that they aren't super stoked about it. They're worried that I'm going to pull funding from them. They're worried that, somehow me doing this like hurts their ability in the Democratic Party. Now the primary is March 3rd and the general election is obviously not until November. So my argument about that is this piece of it is over and done with long before most general election voters are even paying attention. And like Democrats need some fucking fight. So, if you're going into an R+11, R+15 district and you're like, I'm the Democrat who's going to win it, the once in a generation who can finally flip this seat. Like, I need you to have a look at your ego. Because that is not how politics work. Like, they didn't draw these maps to be broken. They like drew them with surgical precision. We have some chances to flip some congressional seats in North Carolina, but 14 is not one of them. And that's not just my opinion. Like I said, that's Cook political report. Congressional District 11, where Jamie Ager is running, I think is totally flippable. That's a really good one for folks who like want to think about a Democrat winning a Republican seat in a gerrymandered district. Like that's the one I would go for. I think he can do it. But like we just got to tell the truth about the situation we're in. We can't fight what we won't face.
Well, I feel like if someone's running against you and they're concerned about this, like, are you concerned that you don't have a chance at the job, or are you concerned about who's going to represent the people? And
Right.
this is really where politics is getting into the problem. It's a look at me. It's all about me. I want to be the politician versus what's best for all of the constituents.
Yes. Yep. And I think it's like the most generous take on that is to believe that you are running for office because you think you would be the best to represent the constituents. And the way I feel about it is progressive policies are most important for our constituents right now. And I want to do everything in my power to tip the scales in favor of someone who represents progressive policies going to Congress, going to Raleigh, going to, you name it, state legislature. And so, yeah, I would like to, I don't care what the letters say. I want two progressives on the ballot against each other in November and like let the chips fall where they may. I don't care. I just don't want status quo, and I don't want the Republicans to hold the House. So we will just keep messing with the system everywhere we possibly can to try to like balance the scales, because they have really, like, the GOP has really tilted these scales in their favor with the way that the maps are drawn. And so we've got to do some like shenanigans to tilt them back.
Yeah. We're all about shenanigans.
Yes,
I mean, we're in California. Look at our shenanigans. We're like, we're going to throw up a whole proposition and beat you at your shenanigans. Yeah. And the entire population's like, yeah. Shenanigans. We are here for it.
Yeah.
Take me to the moment in which this idea came into your head. Were you like asleep and it just came to you and you woke up your husband, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be a Republican and run. Take me to that moment that this bright idea came up.
Oh man, I think it was January. So this has been.
Oh, so you've been holding out on me.
Yeah, this has been cooking in my brain for a long time. I just, basically, like, Trump won, and I went through the grieving process like everyone else, and then coming out of New Year's, I was like, well, what are we gonna fucking do? We've got to do something. It's got to be right now. Like, the path to fair maps in North Carolina takes till 2030, which is not long in sort of political time. But like, Trump is fucking shit up today. So there has to be like multiple layers to this strategy. And thinking about knowing what I know about how our maps work and how the system works, and especially in North Carolina, like, what could I do that would have the fastest impact? And that looked like standing up the Can't Win Victory Fund to make sure that we could support radically honest, authentic candidates running in gerrymandered districts like my state Senate district was. And then like doing the crazy shit that people are a little bit risk averse about, and, taking the fight to their doorstep. There are so many politicians. Like 83% of the U.S. House is in a safe seat. 83%. That's insane. Some of that is about geography, where just like we sort ourselves by like similar ideologies. And so it's hard to draw a competitive district, but a lot of it is because of gerrymandering. And that means we got a bunch of people sitting there who don't have to listen to voters. And that's really fucked up. Like, there's this narrative that America is so polarized. And in some ways we are, but there's a lot of stuff that we agree about. Like, when you look at polling data, even from the last 6 months, and I have feelings about polls, but like, this rings true on a lot of levels. 80% of people think that childhood vaccines are a good idea. 74% think that we should have safe gun storage laws. Like, even in North Carolina, the majority of Republicans think that the response to Hurricane Helene has been from the federal government has been insufficient. Like, we could have policies that support what the majority of Americans want to have happen, but we have all of these folks sitting in these safe seats, like collecting their paychecks. What Tim Moore does is basically insider trading because he's on the financial services committee or whatever, and just like goes and buys stocks right before the government does. Like he did that with Intel. And so it's like they're too comfortable, and we just have to take the competition to their doorstep. And I kind of feel that that is true regardless of party. Like, if you have been in a safe seat for years and years, like, you should have to earn your spot.
Do you feel that it's a lot of Americans, although we agree on things, I feel like people are putting their head in the sand. They're not paying attention. They're not watching, whether it's the news or whatever it is, because I forget what it was, but it was something the other day where I said something, and I don't know if it was my husband who goes, do you really think that Americans know that? Or is it just because you're paying attention? Like most people probably don't even know that. It might have been my friend Allison. She's like, how many people do you really think know that there were two men hanging off the side of a boat in the Caribbean and Hegseth and Noam said, kill them? So how do we get to these people?
We have to like talk to them in the way that they want to be spoken to in the places that they're already looking. So social media. People are on Substack a lot. That's a thing that I need to get on. And it's like sometimes it just feels like, oh, really one more thing. But yes, I need to get over there. And then we also need to just accept that there's a certain percentage of the population right now that is going to pay attention the week before the election. And we need to use tools to let them know like how we're voting. So there are these people in communities that I call Post-it note people. I bet you are a Post-it note person.
During the Kamala campaign, I had Post-its in my purse, and I had my 9-year-old writing them along with me, and we stuck them all over bathrooms, all over the United States as we traveled.
Yes. Especially for primaries or municipal elections where people really don't pay attention, I'll write on a sticky note like who I'm voting for and just put a picture of it on social media. And I tracked that Post-it note for the like Charlotte area municipal elections, which were back in September. And that Post-it note went through 226 hands. Because people, like, once you find someone in your community who you see is like having the same values as you, it's like a shortcut to knowing who to vote for when it's complicated. And so we need to find the Post-it note people and be talking to them and then let them handle their people. Like there's a whole new tool called Sway that is built around this idea where like I can go on and make a profile for myself that's like all the people I'm voting for. And then anyone in the country can go check out my list. And if they agree with me, then they know who to vote for. If they disagree with me, they know who not to vote for.
I like that because I'm the person who goes into, and I probably shouldn't even say this in case people are listening. I go in the front office at school and I'm asked, all right, who are you voting for? Which way do we go? Which proposition, which candidate? And I just spill my guts to the school secretary. And she's like, I knew you'd know.
Right. Yeah. And people will ask you, like, if you talk about politics comfortably, then people will ask you quietly who to vote for. Because, like, it is soul crushing to pay attention right now. Like, that is just signing up for an anxiety roller coaster. But we do it because it's important and we need to know what's going on. And for the folks who are protecting their peace or whatever language they've chosen for themselves, like, we just need to make sure they know what the fuck to do. Mm-hmm. And I have had to like release the being mad that they don't want to pay attention and embrace the like, I just need them to get to this outcome. Like, what does that need to look like? Interestingly, this all relates back to why the primary is winnable as a fake Republican, because no one pays attention to primaries. No one. Like, the only people that show up to vote in a primary are like the diehards from that party. So turnout is incredibly low, which means if you can turn out like these left-leaning blue unaffiliated voters in North Carolina, you can win, even though no Democrat is allowed to vote in that race. So my district is 544,000 registered voters. I only need 33,000 to win.
Oh, we can do this.
Right?
Well, and I think that, normally, as you say, in primaries, people don't show up. Here in California, we just proved that so wrong because there was no names on the ballot. There were no names. We did have a county assessor, but it's gone to a runoff. This was a proposition, and we had record turnout. It wasn't a presidential election. So I think that for your primary, we're going to see people are sick and tired of what we're seeing. So we're going to see them voting.
Absolutely.
So, Congresswoman.
If I do my job well and I get the word out effectively, it is totally winnable. I mean, some of that is donor dependent, which really sucks. And I fucking hate that about how politics works. But like, it takes funding to reach people, and that blows. But yeah, as long as I'm doing my job and like getting out there and knocking the doors and talking to folks and doing, like, I love talking to you. I'll do that all day, no matter what. But like talking to local press and making sure that people know what's going on, like, we're home.
Yeah. And I love it. And I think that for those who are like, oh, I can't donate, or, because as you said, 60% can't even make regular what we need, get your Post-its out.
Yes.
Get your Post-its out and write
Absolutely.
Kate's name on it. And I love, because these are ideas that anybody can do. Get on your social media, talk about it. And I'm finding that even for myself, I consume so much that I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. Aaron Parnas, no, go away. But I still consume.
Oh, a depressing thing happened today.
Yes. So I have gone back to, okay, what do I normally post about books? Okay, so I'm going to do books, but then I'm going to sprinkle in some, hey, by the way, this is going on. But Advent too, and community, but let's also talk about this. So I think if we find this balance, and that's exactly where all these people who aren't paying attention are going to be paying attention, because they're like, oh, I love this book and this podcast. And oh, wait, what? A Republican, Democrat? Oh, tell me more.
Yeah. Well, and we try to put up stuff that's like, I mean, in my opinion, funny.
Because you're funny. You're hilarious.
Well, I mean, that's nice of you. But like, it's also, that stuff is so much more, like the stakes for sharing it, that's so much lower. Because you can send that to your, maybe, I don't know, their political leaning friend and be like, look at this hilarious video, without saying, please support my, progressive political friend. So like, we just did one where one of the members of the team, Caitlin, acted like my therapist, and we talked through what it was like to come out as a Republican. That one was really fun. We had a fun candidate recruitment video where I got to dress up as every kind of candidate we might want to recruit, which was an absolute blast for me. My favorite was I got to be the PTO mom on the sidelines of a soccer game, which is actually who I am as a person.
Same. Yeah. Yes, I'm the VP of fundraising. Oh, and I have two little soccer players.
Yeah. I have one soccer player and one little actress. And I am somehow the PTO past president for the second time. I don't know. Like, I thought after past president round 1, I got to be done. But I'm doing a victory lap or something this year. I think PTO moms are like the secret to life. Like, we can get some real shit done quickly.
Oh yeah.
While braiding someone's hair with our foot. Like, it's just,
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Yep. It's crazy what can be done and what is getting done. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love you. You're going to win.
I love you.
Where can everybody find you?
I can win, which is nuts.
Oh, it's now Kate Barr can win, not can't. So you've changed that handle, and I love it.
Had to change that. Equally insane. P.S. Like, not being able to win. Kate Barr can't win a general election as a Democrat, but can win a primary as a fake Republican. That's how fucked up this is. Yeah.
It's like a book, a Lifetime series. It's like like a Bravo reality show.
How do we turn it into a like the Hallmark Christmas movie Can we just move my primary to be Christmas season and then
I like
it'll
that.
be,
Although
yeah,
I'm kind of wondering, like, is Southern Charm in South Carolina and not North
it
Carolina?
is. It's like in Charleston. Yep.
Because I'm like, hey, Andy, can you come on down?
I would die. I would die if Andy Cohen came to town.
I think he was in my dream last night.
I'm surprised.
I
saw
watched
him
too much
driving a
Bravo.
car in New York once and was like that person on the side of the road, like, Andy, hi. He's like, hi, crazy lady.
That's okay. He's crazy himself. Have you seen him with Anderson Cooper? Yeah, he's a nutcase. Love him.
I would also be the same way around Anderson Cooper, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I totally understand it.
I'd
I'm
love
not
to spend New Year's with
by
him.
a lot of things, but man, Anderson Cooper, Andy Cohen, those are my guys.
I love it. I love it. Where can everybody find you? Donate, find a post-it, campaign for you.
Kate Barr can win. katebarrcanwin.com. And then that's the handle on all the social things except for Twitter/X because that is a toxic place and I can't spend my time there. Sorry. But yeah, I'm everywhere else.
I love it. Thank
And
you.
Soon to be Substack.
Yes. Yeah. Get on there so I can tag you because it's all, it's in there.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see what
Michelle,
March is
for
going to bring.
having
Yay.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Okay, friends, grab your Post-its because that's what we can all do. It's one thing that we can do to get involved, to get others to be informed. And I love this idea. You know, I'm a Post-it person, so grab your Post-its. If you can open your wallet, hey, even better for those candidates who need that financial help to help pay for all of the staff and the communications and all of the things. But let's go back to Kate and what she is doing. No, it's not for all, but that's because it's not necessary for all. I do think that this is necessary for this primary and for this congressional seat in North Carolina. So I fully support it. As my son says, it's a genius move. If you're not doing your research and you get kind of bamboozled by something like this, it's because you didn't do your research. So let this be your lesson to research your candidates, see what they're all about. Don't just vote by party lines. We are way past those days, and we need to all be paying attention and educating ourselves and going well beyond the campaign.